not long before he emerged as this figure that we see here. It was a very much different Jim Morrison, very clean-cut, collegiate, almost unrecognizable. Seeing his father off as he was about to leave, I think sailed out of San Diego for the Gulf of Tonkin, and within a year he had completely transformed himself physically and emerged as this rock star, just out of nowhere. I mean, just an amazing physical transformation and an amazing transformation from someone who had expressed no interest in music whatsoever to, just like overnight becoming this huge international star.
He was, the Doors, the whole scene that they emerged from, largely considered to be the leaders of an anti-war movement. Obviously, we know what happened with the Doors as they continued, but what blew me away, Dave, Jim died the same day his father gave a speech on the decommissioning of the ship that he was the rear admiral on during the Gulf of Tonkin.
Yeah, it was very strange.
That's really weird.
Very strange timing, to say the least.
This is Caliber Hitter of CaliberHitting.com. Gas station boner pill nationalism says, what is even the point of any of this? Are you ready? It's been over a decade. It's been 13 years. The myth, the legend, the man behind all these theories, Caliber Hitter. So to explain this whole situation to hundreds of people, gas station boner pill nationalism, I highlighted his comment because I wanted to explain it. What is even the point of any of this?
The kids are wondering, where's the teacher?
How about euthanasia update? New update, ladies and gentlemen, inaugurated today on the EIB network. This is our euthanasia update.
Beautiful friend, this is the end. My only friend, the end. I'll never.
This will be a short one, so we'll be ready on the close.
Again. This is the end.
The reason why the right, for my investigations, uses these death fakers is for many reasons. One being that they were essentially spies. They were groomed and put in these positions to infiltrate certain institutions. So if you don't know about a YouTube channel that goes around exposing Russian agents all day, you'll get a better idea of how these spies infiltrate institutions. So when you see like a Chinese spy and they get caught, oh, this is a Chinese spy in the United States, obviously Chinese, blah, blah, blah. So the question becomes, what makes this Chinese national different from all the other Chinese immigrants? For instance, they will infiltrate institutions like the United Nations. They try to bunny up targets. So that's what makes a spy a spy. So for an example, when you're talking about Jim Morrison, whose father was a naval admiral, and how Jim Morrison and the Doors were basically a product of Laurel Canyon. Laurel Canyon, if you don't know, even the Manson family were created inside Laurel Canyon. So the reason why these individuals are able to operate in the United States as intelligence is because there's some sort of branch of U.S. naval intelligence. And what is U.S. naval intelligence? Basically the oldest intelligence agency in the United States. And people might argue, can they operate within the United States? Can they, cannot, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Yes, they can. which is the main difference between the CIA and U.S. naval intelligence. So, for instance, Jim Morrison infiltrated Hollywood, the hippie movement. And, at that time, the Vietnam War was happening, and the United States government, the first time in history, mainstream media / Hollywood was able to convince the American public to be against a war. It's all laid out in my documentary produced over a decade ago. But for some reason, all my previous work is just blowing up everywhere. So I have to come on here and try to explain it to newcomers. So if you don't know the full story, Jim Morrison was basically a conservative, clean-cut, a military son of, again, a high-ranking naval intelligence officer who was behind or responsible or in charge of the Gulf of Tonkin incidents. And fast forward, Vietnam War ends, and what do you know? Jim Morrison dies. If you don't know about WITSEC, Witness Protection Program, it's not quite WITSEC, but they do duplicate many methods as implanting yearbook photos, fictitious classmates, family members, etc. This is not fictitious. This is a known fact. So what does a spy do? He moves up in rank. He is given another identity. Why? Because that identity, even though his real name was Jim Morrison, that wasn't truly him. He was a fabricated character. If you want to investigate this more, I could go on and on, but I'm not going to stop. This is going to be like over 30 minutes. If you want, you could just visit the links I'm going to put in the description bar below, and you could put two and two together. It's not really that crazy when you think about it. When it comes down to it, it all has to do with U.S. intelligence, the Navy, the military, the Army, etc., etc. And the reason why they're always politically affiliated on the right is because, of course, it's the U.S. motherland protecting their best interest. So really, really interesting. Like you've all seen, I said this over a decade ago, Alex Jones was being groomed to be the next Rush Limbaugh, another death faker, and look at now. He is indeed the next Rush Limbaugh, or even bigger than he ever was. And of course, they use death fakers because they have a fictitious past, a fairy tale angelic past. For instance, they could go back and say, oh, this and that happened. Oh, I was 12 and I saw blah, blah, blah on TV, blah, 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 just to fit a counter narrative of the propaganda they are debunking. For instance, Alex Jones will come on and say that his family was on the Mayflower, blah, 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 this and that. A fake made up story. So there's many, many reasons, but if you want to dig deeper, they also do it because they're followers of Jesus Christ. And I don't want to say anything negative about Christianity because I am a Christian myself, but there have been conspiracy theories or opinions saying that Jesus faked his death. So if you want to take that into account as well, it all has to do with some sort of Jesuit ritual following in his footsteps. So if you're an atheist or something like that and don't believe in the supernatural, then Jesus' resurrection will indeed make sense to you. But then again, opinions are opinions. Some people might say people with this sort of thinking belong in a psych ward. I call it, if I was a military personnel, commander, or intelligence, I would do exactly what I just laid out. And for my investigations, you could call it crazy or whatever, but that's exactly what they did with these death fakers and making them talking heads. Long story put short, they were spies, put out there to infiltrate certain platforms. They did their jobs, and supposedly they're no longer with us. But like I said, in these cases, I'm pretty sure there's more. But if I was making this stuff up, I'll just say everybody is everybody else. These are the individuals who I have been able to uncover because of the connections of how they all came up within the same circles. Just put it like this. If all of this was a coincidence, I don't think it's mathematically possible. And I could go on and on for days about other stuff and what I believe and what is this and that and the other. Back in the day, there was a COINTELPRO campaign against me, and it's just a fact. It really started to become a waste of time. They were literally paid to go after what they called conspiracy theorists online. Nowadays, I don't see it anymore. I see people being more happier, leaving more positive comments, not stalking everybody and their mother, literally freaking doxing the shit out of people and harassing the shit out of people just because they had an opinion. I don't really see that anymore, and it just shows to me that some sort of government actor was behind all of that stuff. It's obvious, and just fast forward, I just know for a fact because you don't get the DOJ to come after you, the same individuals that literally went after Elon Musk and Pumpkinhead Jones. For some reason, they thought I worked for him or something like that, which is preposterous, which is insane. But whatever, I don't care. Nice try. And I won't get into specific details of why all this stuff was able to happen. And I'll just tell you this. In the future, you're going to see more crazier stuff. Just put it like this. The stuff that you have seen online is just getting you prepared for something bigger. So there you have it, folks. A slight explanation. A lot of people think these conspiracy theories are fun. That was my whole intention to begin with. I didn't understand the negativity to begin with. Obviously, all these individuals are public figures. If you didn't want to become famous or a celebrity, you don't become famous. The difference between a celebrity purposely wanting to become famous and a person made famous not wanting to be, for an example, somebody that comes out in the news, then I would agree. But I mean, if you're a Hollywood actor, a radio host, it just comes with the territory. And just put it like this, I've been investigating this for years. It's not a coincidence. It's just what they did. They literally did that and used death fakers as talking heads. They just been in the game their whole lives, and that's how they were raised and groomed to do what they're doing today. Insane.
The CIA's other radio talk show host creation, Alex Jones, Bill Hicks, who also faked his death and had a familiar upbringing in a CIA military family. Jim Morrison was a rock star. Bill Hicks was a comedian. They are put in front of large crowds, and if they excel, they are moved up in ranks. Alex Jones is being groomed to one day replace Rush Limbaugh.
I saw the latest conspiracy. I think I sent it to Nico. Because it's sad, but all these schizophrenics and mentally ill people that are now online, they have a voice, which is good. Everybody has a voice now.
Sure.
But now they don't just think I'm Bill Hicks. They think Rush Limbaugh is, wait for it, Jim Morrison. Oh, my God. I mean, that one is even better.
That was a good one, Alex. I've got a fire hydrant out there I want to introduce you to.
Oh, yeah.
You'll love it. Love it per se.
Actually, since I put those ears on, I have been peeing on fire hydrant. And it's my right to do it.
That's right.
It's my right. I deserve a courage award. There it is. Rush Limbaugh, a.k.a. Jim Morrison, was Bill Hicks, a.k.a. Alex Jones' influence to get on radio. So that's how it's all connected. I mean, look at this. This is not satire. These people actually, back it up. They actually, on this video, show side by side should say Rush Limbaugh's Jim Morrison. They're so crazy.
Yeah, I know. How silly can you be? I mean, everybody knows you're actually Karl Rove.
Oh, man.